Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the continuous series on Julia programming. In this class, we are going to discuss about data structures. Before that, we will have a small recap on what we have discussed in our previous lectures, right? So now we are going for the recap. So first, what is Julia programming? The Julia programming is the dynamic programming language which is introduced in the latest years. So which is based for it is the basic principle of Julia programming is fast comparing to the all other programming languages. There are n number of advantages are available in Julia programming. Still, because of its fastness and dynamic things, it got famous in the industry, right? So then we have started discussing about what is the history, who are all the inventors, and what are the advantages, what are the disadvantages, what is the uh, speed. Also, we have shown the typical proof how it is speeder than the other programming language which is existing in the market, and we have discussed about various application areas of Julia programming. Then we have discussed about installation and how to connect Julia programming with the Jupyter notebook. Why? Because we are very much comfortable to work with the Jupyter notebook instead of Julia ideally, so that we are connecting our Julia with the Jupyter programming notebook so that we are very comfortable to work with for the further instructions, further sessions, right? Then in our next session, we have discussed about basic data types and operators supported by the Julia programming, and we have seen some special variable name that we can assign, and what are the different operators available in the Julia programming. Then followed by we have discussed about various decision making statements and the looping statements supported by the Julia programming with few examples as well. In this session, we are going to discuss about the basic data structure supported by the Julia programming. That is nothing but tuples, dictionary, and array concept. This is what we are going to discuss in our today's lecture. Before that, hope you remember how to install the Julia programming. Julia is completely open source software. With this link, you can download the Julia programming software. As per your OS, you can download whether Mac, Linux, or Windows. You can download the latest version. You can utilize it. And there are, as I mentioned already, there are n number of platforms to work for the Julia programming like JNO IDE, VS Code, Jupyter, Sublime, Vim Editor. All those things will support the Julia programming. REPL is also one of the most famous that come with that Julia command line executor. But we are going with the Jupyter, right? So how to connect your Julia programming with the Jupyter Notebook. So what I want to do, first I want to open a Julia. The Julia is already installed in my system. So I open a Julia. Hope you remember what I'm going to do. So first I have to call import. Whenever you are adding any package to your current working function, you have to use the import pkg. Then you have to type using pkg, then you have to type pkg.add off. I told you in my previous session as well, Julia is completely case sensitive it is. Okay. So you have to give I and J in a capital, else it will not connect. It will show you an error. So I Julia, the packages are already added. So I'm going to use I Julia. Now I want to connect with the notebook, right? Jupyter, everything is known as notebook. So you simply call the function notebook. So it will automatically take you to the Jupyter notebook. Yes, here I am. Now my page is connected with the Jupyter notebook. Okay. So already I have everything in my folder, Julia. Today we are going to discuss about data structures. Okay, so here we are. What are the things we are going to discuss here is tuples, dictionaries, and arrays. Okay, why we need dictionary data structures? Already we have a variables. We know how to store it in a variable name. Then why we are coming here? So here is the point. When you want to store more than one data under a common name, you have to look for some special variable which can store a collection of data under a single grid, right? And that time these data structures plays the major role, and all these three have the different kind of purpose and different kind of syntaxes and different kind of supporting features. Okay, so with that note only we have came into that data structures part. What are the things? Tulips, dictionary, and arrays. So let us discuss about each and everything very in detail. And we have to see one more thing. uh, Tuples are immutable and dictionaries or arrays are mutable. Hope if you have studied already Python programming, these words are not at all new to you. Suppose you are studying after C programming or something, you are directly coming to the Julia programming. These terms and all may be new to you. What is mutable? What is immutable? I have created one tuple called T. T is equal to set of elements I have been given at the beginning. At any cost, later on stage, I can't do any editing at all. It will not support any overwriting concept. That is called immutable, right? And or non-mutable, you can call it in any way. And dictionary and arrays are not like that. Even if you have not studied Python, you must have studied C programming. In C programming, if I create any uh, array value, that array can be overwritten with any value, right? It is not like once I create an array, I cannot rewrite it. No. Even for example, you have created the array of size 5. In the fourth, you have added the fourth position, you have added the number 100. In later on stage, you want to replace 100 with 101. A of 3 location you can give the value, it will overwrite it. Right, all those things anyway we'll see here, but still I want to tell you what is the difference between the mutable and immutable. Okay, and tuples are immutable, and dictionary and arrays are the mutable one. And another one sequence are there, tuples and array, there is a connection. All the elements stored in the tuples and array are stored in a sequential way, like one after another. Whenever it is a sequential array, it will go 1 2 3 4 5 6 like that. The indexing will go in a number wise. But if you take any other programming language, whatever it may be, the indexing will be start from 0 to, if suppose the length of array is 5 na, 0 to length minus 1 it will go. So that is what we have discussed so far in other languages, but Julia is special in this. The Julia indexing will be starts from 1 to length. Since I don't have 0, it is not length minus 1, it will be extended up to length of that array or tuple or something. The same thing we discussed in our last session, like when we are discussing about looping concept, when we are taking any particular sequence of data, the sequence indexing will start from 1 to that size of the sequence. Hope you remember. Again, I'm reminding you once again here. So let us enter into the tuples first. So what is tuple? Tuple is a kind of data structure which will support a sequence of data can be added under a single head. One more thing, the sequence of elements can be added under a single head. So the sequence is important here. How I can denote the tuples now? The symbol is I can use open and close parentheses to denote the starting and ending of the list of elements. How I can separate the elements inside of the sequence, that is using a comma. So these are the important things should be noted. How I can give open parenthesis item 1 comma item 2 list of elements. There is no restriction, this much number you have to give. I can give all the element, then close parenthesis. So this is how I can add the elements under the tuple head. See, I have created one tuple here. My favorite animals is equal to penguins, cats and sugar gliders. These are my favorite animals I have created under the head called under the tuple data structure. Now let me execute this one. Now I will get penguins, cats and sugar gliders. So it is giving me the proper thing what I have get it in the definition section. Okay. Now you see what is the index of penguin. If it is a other data, other programming language, the index will be 0. I told you already, by Jupyter, Julia programming is the vessel very special, so that the indexing will start from 1, 2, 3. So 3 is nothing but the total length of this tuple, so that the indexing will start from 1 to length. So this is the concept behind that. Now I want to access only one element in this particular sequence. What I can do, I can add call like my favorite animals is my tuple name with the index of 1. So in earliest language 1, it will print cats. Since it is a Julia programming, my 1 will indicate penguins only, not cats. This is a thing we have to keep remember. Let me execute it. Yeah, I'm getting penguins as the output because indexing is started at the position of 1. Then I told tuples are immutable. What is the meaning of immutable? Once I created my favorite animals, at any cost, later on stage, I should not do any modifications in the given head. This is called as the immutable. Now I am going to show you demo my favorite animals of 1. So what it means, my favorite of animals is having the value of penguins. Now I don't want penguins, I want to give a sweaters. right? Let me try to execute this one. Let us see what is happening. Yes, it is giving you an error because you should not overwrite that already existing data of tuples. Once you create it at any cost, it will not allow for any modification in the given data. So these are all the list of things you have to consider under the tuple. So there are very basic structures we are discussing about, right? And there is the another one speciality in the tuples part of Julia programming. You can have the named tuples. What is the named tuples? You may get a doubt, right? So the named tuples is nothing but I can give addition to the sequential addressing, I can give a certain special name to each and every tuple element. Okay. Say for example, name 1 is equal to item 1. How I can separate my naming index and the value associated with that using the symbol equal. Already you know each and every item in the tuples is separated by comma. Here I'm going to give a certain name to my tuple, right? For example, roll number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are there. Roll number 1 may be Aarti. Roll number 2 may be a Bala. Roll number C may be a Chitra. Like that, I have to give it in a alphabetical order, right? So there is a one name and there is one associated value with that. How can I separate these two items? Using the equal to operator. So my favorite animals is equal to open parenthesis. So which decides it is the tuple data structure. Now the name of the first item I am going to add is bird. Bird is nothing but penguins. Next one, mammal is nothing but cats. And marsupial nothing but sugar gliders. So like that I have added three different animals, but I want to give a certain name to that. What is the category of that one? Something randomly I'm giving something to that. So now, in addition to accessing my favorite animals of one, it is a penguin. My favorite animals of with the index 2 cats. My favorite of animals with the index 3 is sugar gliders. I have a another set of accessing things. What are they? My favorite dot animals dot bird. So I can call the value penguin. Now the penguin can be accessed in two different way, either through its index position or through its name. So that is the additional advantage of having a named tuples. Let me execute it. Yes, bird is equal to penguin, mammal is equal to cats, marsupial is equal to sugar gliders. Okay. Now I want to access what is the element stored in the index of 1. So it is nothing but penguin that already we have seen. Now also nothing changed, only it is giving the value associated with that, not any other thing. Okay. And another one speciality of having the name is I can access these via items using the name of that particular attribute. Now you see my favorite animals dot bird. I can access the name using the dot operator. Here indexing is normal, like a square bracket you can give, but how you can access the value of tuples using name now using a dot operator. So this is a special thing in this particular named tuples part. Hope you are clear with tuples. Tuples are nothing but sequence of elements stored under a single head, which is created using open and close parentheses. Each and every data item is separated by comma. So now we are moving into the dictionaries part. Okay, what is dictionary? Dictionary is something like you can't have the elements in a sequential order. You can have the element in any order. So which means that there is no such kind of concept called 1, 2, 3, 4. No such indexings are not available. Say for example, if you are going to create a dictionary, the typical dictionary where we are searching for the meaning of a word and all, right? There that 1, 2, 3 number don't have any meaning at all. There that in the indexing should be based on the alphabetical letter. Then only I can search that particular word in the easiest way. So that there the indexing key is based on alphabetical letter A, B, C, D up to Z. Likewise, we may get some kind of requirement where we don't want to go with the universal sequence indexing like 1, 2, 3, 4. I want to choose my own indexing. That time we can go with the dictionary data structure, right? So how you can create a dictionary data structure using the keyword called dict. Open and close parenthesis here also I'm using, but before that I'm using the keyword called dict, which will make that entire variable as the dictionary variable. If it is a simply open and close parenthesis, it is the tuple. Hope you remember, right? So I'm going to create my phone book. Okay, phone book is also one of the important thing where I want to search based on the alphabetical letter. Here, what I'm doing is I'm going to create one dictionary, right? Where I'm adding a certain name, Sri. With that, I want to store one telephone number. I'm going to add another one name, Ritu. I'm going to have a certain set of elements, phone number to it. You see here, I have a difference here. I can separate the values of each and every value in between dictionary using comma, like your tuples. But how can I separate that? How can I give a index to that value inside of dictionary? That is nothing but I have a pair of data as each and every dictionary item will have. That is called key value pair. Key is something like used to find the elements in a unique way, and value is nothing but the data associated with that key. Okay, so these are the two things. So what is the key one? That is how I can separate key and value. You remember in tuple I have a named tuples, and that time I have separated my name and the tuple value with the symbol called equal. So here it is the arrow mark symbol. Okay, so how you can create arrow mark symbol? Hope you know you have to do like equal to symbol with a greater than symbol, so that I can create a equal to symbol. Okay, that is arrow mark symbol I can create. So I'm going to create a dictionary called my phone book. Since it is a dictionary, I have to use the keyword called dict, right? Then open parenthesis. The first key associated with the value is tree. That is the open arrow mark you have to give. Then what is the telephone number associated with that particular key value? Similarly, I have given another one data set, the key value pair, that is Ritu, that is connected with the number, another one set of phone number. The connection between this key and value is nothing but arrow mark symbol. Okay, so this is how I can connect with the different key values pair, so that I can create one dictionary data set. Okay, so here keys are Sri and Ritu, and values are nothing but your 867 and 5555. These are the numbers. Okay, so this is how I'm connecting. Now let me create my dictionary. You see my dictionary is created, both the sides it is having a string value. So my first value is also, I mean key is also string, my value is also string. I'm having a two different entries. What are the entries are there? Actually, what is this another one speciality in Julia programming? When you are executing this kind of data structure, when it is returning the output, it will give you the entire details about the data structure as well. That data structure is belongs to dictionary type. The key is belongs to string data type. The value is also belongs to string data type. How many entries are there? I have two entries, that is also displayed. Okay, in while seeing the output you can predict what it can be the structure of the dictionary. So that is the speciality of Julia programming also. Now you see in this example, each name key value pair is there. Now I want to access the certain name. If it is a tuple, how can I access the tuple name? With the index of that number you can call it like 1 to length, you can access the value. But here, how can I access the value in the dictionary using the key? That's why I have associated key with the each and every value. Okay, now my phone book is my dictionary name. I want to see what is the telephone number of Sri. So I can give Sri in bracket. Now let me execute this code. I'm getting what is the phone number associated for the name Sri. Okay, so this is how I can access. Suppose I want to do any addition. You remember at the beginning itself, I told tuple is immutable, array and dictionaries are mutable. So, what is the immutable? Once you created the particular data type, at any cost, you can't rewrite it. But what is called immutable? So that is opposite of it, right? Once you created the data structure, later on you want to do any modification that is possible in the mutable data structure. So dictionary is the one such kind of thing. What I can do, my phone book, I'm going to add a new phone number of Prabhu with a certain number. Okay. Now what will happen? If you can't add it, it will raise for an error. If you can add it, it should show you the success message. Yeah, it is showing a 555FILK, which means that this particular phone number is added with the key value of Prabhu in your data structure. Let me check whether it is really added in your phone book or not. So my phone book, you see here, earlier I have only two datas, right? One is Sri and Ritu. Now you see here, I came here. Now you see my dictionary is having a string, you know, right? Because key is also string, value is also string. Now how many entries are there? Earlier it was two. Now the three entries are there. What are the three entries? Sri, Ritu and Prabhu. Like that it will store. Hope I'm clear to you, right? So now only I can do addition? No. When it is mutable, you can add as well as delete. So there, how can I delete the things? There is the function called pop. So pop exclamatory. There is a reason behind why we are having exclamatory symbol. In our next session, I will discuss why it is. Now the syntax is pop exclamatory open and close parenthesis. Within that, you have to mention from which dictionary what key you are going to delete, because key is a unique one, so that pop is a function used to delete element in Julia programming. In which dictionary you are going to delete, that may data you have to give, and next you have to mention which kind of which key value you are going to delete. So with that, if I am doing execution, that particular element will be deleted from the dictionary type. Now let me show you once again really it is deleted or not. Now you see really it is deleted from the given structure. You see here instead of three entries, now again I have only two entries. What are they? Sri and Ritu. That's it. Then let me try another one thing. Like you have seen, right, where we have seen, you see here, I have taken Sri and Ritu. Yes, Sri is in the index. If it is a sequential way, what it will be, the entire first set will be considered in the way one, Ritu will be stored in two, Prabhu will be stored in three, right? So here, let me try that also. Is it possible to access the dictionary element with the sequential indexing like 1, 2, 3, 4? Let me try with that here, where it is here we are. So my phone book of 1. Already we tried how I can access the element my phone book of key value. That I shown you how to access the element. Now here I am trying to access the value using a sequential indexing part. Let me execute. Do you think output will come? Let me show you. No, because key 1 is not found. On that case, what you should have done, that 1 should be added as the key. On that case, it is possible. But whether I'm having any input as one, any key as one here, there is no key as one in my dictionary, so that it will not return any answer to me. So this is how the dictionary is getting differ from the tuples part, right? Hope I am clear to you. Next, we are entering into the arrays, the most important data structure available in that Julia programming. Okay, here, like dictionary, your array is also mutable. Okay, sorry, array is also mutable, and unlike dictionary, it is not ordered collection of element and all. It is a collection of elements which will be separated by comma. How I can separate that array and tuple? Na? The array will be given with the open and close parenthesis. Tuple will be given with the open and close square bracket. So this is the first difference between your array, and first difference is array are mutable, tuples are immutable. This is the first difference. Next one, based on the structure, tuples will be given with the open and close parenthesis. Here it will be open and close square brackets. Here also the elements inside of the array will be separated by comma like tuple, but the starting and ending symbol will be square bracket. So this is what the difference between array and tuple. Now we will go in a detailed way. My tuples is equal to open square bracket. I'm going to give a list of elements and again close square bracket. Already I told you each and every element should be separated by comma. Now let me execute this part. What is happening? It is showing output here. I told you one thing already. It will give you a clear cut explanation of what is the data structure is all about. How many elements are there? It is a 5 element vector. All the elements are belongs to the string data type, right? So because all the elements inside are string, so that's why it is giving in that way. Suppose you are having I will show you integer now how it will and all other thing. Another one important point, whatever it may be, it is a tuple or array or a dictionary, you can have a mixed kind of data. It's not necessary once you have created all should be string, all should be integer, all should be float. No such constraint is there in that part. This property is derived from your Python programming and all other advanced programming language. Even if you have worked with Python already, you must have come across the points like it can have a mixed kind of data. In Python, we use it to call it as what we call. We don't have something called array there, we use it to call as list, but in C programming we use it to call as array, but in Python it is called as list. Again, in Julia programming we use it to call it as array only. There is no concept called list, but all the properties are derived from Python, but naming is different from Python language. Okay, that's the difference. Now I have executed this one. So now you see, if I want to check what is the indexing of array element, you remember already, I think the indexing will be starts from 1 to length. What is the length of this array element? 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up to 5 it will go. That's it. Okay. Then array comma 1. So here 1, it will give another one thing like array of string of 1. With that string you come to know that is this is a one dimensional array or two dimensional array. All those things also we can determine by seeing the structure itself. I told you already, string is determining, the string is conveying you like in the entire array the user has taken only the string data type. Okay. Next, I have another one kind of array variable. How I am telling it as array variable. First thing, I have a sequence of elements. Okay, sequence of element, it can be a tuple as well. How I am telling clearly it is an array because I am having a square bracket here. So here it is an array with having a list of 7 elements. Now I want to access the third element. So I mean third position element. If it is a third position, it is usual array in C programming, zeroth position, first, second, third. 3 should be displayed as output, but it's not the case here. In Julia programming, the indexing will start from 1. So 1, 2, 3. So I should get 2 as the output now. Let me show you the output here. Yes, I got 2 as the output because 2 is the number stored in the location or index of 3. This is the concept. How you access the tuple, accordingly you have to access the list variable as well. Suppose you want to add a particular data in a certain position, like you will tell, you want to, I have created, right? I told you one thing that array can be mutable. You want to add or delete an element from the array variable. How can I add? There is a what we call, there is a certain kind of syntaxes are there. With that syntax you can do a add. Usually what is the syntax for adding element in uh, arena? Push and pop. Push, hope you have studied stack and queue. Push will, the process of inserting element in data structure is called as push, and the process of deleting a data from data structure is called as pop. And push and pop is related to stack concept, right? What is stack? What is last in should be first out. Last in, first out. On that case, push, what it will do, it will add the element at the last. At the same time, pop will delete the element which is added first. I will show you the demo once again. Now I want to insert the element in a certain specific position. How can I do it? I'm having a function called insert exclamatory. You don't forget to give exclamatory at each and every function wherever it is needed. I told you already why it is needed in the next session. Okay. Insert exclamatory Fibonacci, that is my array name. I want to add the number 200 in the location 1. So where the structure should be come in such a way like 200 comma 1 comma 1 comma, like that it should change. Let me check whether it is coming or not. It's not printing. Something is not correct. One second. So I will come to that once again. Now I have another one kind of array variable. What is that? Mixture is equal to 1 comma 1 comma 2 comma 3. I told you already, right? The array can take a mixed kind of data type in it. What are the mixed kind of data? 1 comma 1 comma 2 comma 3, Teddy and Robin. So different types of data are there. Now what I'm doing, I want to execute. It is showing how many elements are there? 6 elements are there. It is a vector type. And what is this? It is giving any. Why? Because I have one integer. I have one what we call, here you have seen, right? Uh, Wait, I will comment it. Here you see, all are belongs to integer. 7 vector element, because 7 elements are stored here, it is belongs to integer. Here 5 elements are there, all the elements are belongs to string. Now I have a mixed kind of data type. Let me show you. When I am executing, there are 6 elements are there, but here data type is, I can't tell anything, right? Integer, comma, string, comma, those things can't do. So that what we are telling, what the system is doing is, it is giving any, which means that mixed kind of data is used in that particular array data. So all those elements are displayed in the output part. Now I want to access the elements by what we call index based. So when we are executing index of 3, where is that my friends, Ted, Robin, Bernally, Lily, Marshall. I want to access this index of 3. What is the 3? Barney. So it came here. Barney came here. That's it. Barney is displayed as the my friends of index of 3, that you know already. Nothing is new here. Suppose you don't want to give Barney. I want to give baby Bob. Right. On that case, what can I do? My friends of 3 is equal to baby Bob. So let me see it is accepting this modification or not. Yes, it is accepting, which means that it is a mutable. Now let me execute it. Really, it is changed in that part or not. My friends, let me execute this code. Yes, you see, earlier third one is Barney, right? Now the Barney is overlapped with the baby Bob. So this overlapping, I mean, rewriting is possible. You can mute it. All those things are possible in the Julia programming array structure, right? And I told already, yes, Julia is one based indexing. It is not zero based indexing. And you can, I told you already, you can also you mute or edit the array using the push and pop. Push exclamatory will add element to an array at the end, right at the end, because it is pushes the stack will follow the first in last out, so always it will be added at the last and it will be deleted first. So that push and pop removes the what is the last added element in the array, likewise it will do, right? Now I have a certain Fibonacci series. Okay, next, suppose you want to find the index of a certain position. In a position of certain index, what is the value stored in it? So you see here in Fibonacci, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In the seventh index, what is the value stored? That is a 13. So get index of not only array, you can give anything like a tuple also you can try. If you are going with the dictionary, you have to give with the key value. Like a dictionary name, comma, what is the key associated? For example, stray, if you give, it will give the value of stray. So this is the one way of getting the value associated with the index. Okay, so this is the one predefined method. Now let me show you how to push the value into the what we call array part. Okay, what is that? Push exclamatory. My array name is Fibonacci 21. I told you already, push will always add the element at the end. So Fibonacci is 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13. Now the output should be at the end 13, comma 21. Let us check. Yes. After the 13 only, the element is added, because this is the constraint of push. Suppose I want to add the element at the beginning. What you will do? So I can add the element at the beginning also. What I can do, I can add push first exclamatory. Instead of push, I'm going to give push first. So what will happen? Fibonacci series of 100. So what is the thing? Already I have 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8. Now the 100, 1, 1, 2, like that output should come. Yes, the output came here. 100, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21. So by having the functions as a methods called push or push first, I can add the element in my array at the end or at the beginning. Okay, these are all fine. But I want to add element in a certain position, certain location I want to do. Insert also will work, but unfortunately it is showing the output. Now I will show you the splice concept. So splice exclamatory, what it will do, you have to give the position array name and what is the location you want to add, what is the number you want to add. So this is the location, this is the value for the location. This is the syntax. First one, splice exclamatory open parenthesis, your array name, the index and the value associated with the index. Right? Now what I'm doing, you see here, this is the existing output, right? 100, 1, 200, then 1 should come, because in third position already 1 is there. Now I want to give 200. Now let me execute it. You see here what is happening. 100, 1, 200. This is almost like a replacement. I'm going to reinsert the particular position value with the another value. So that's what I have done it in a splice. But if you are doing it insert, that other values will be goes to the next position. In that location, that value will be added. That is the speciality of insert function. But unfortunately, it is not working. Insert exclamatory Fibonacci. Yeah, you see here, it is working now. First, let me comment this better. So it will be clear to you. because one more time it is executed. Huh? Okay, wait. I will go from the beginning execution, then only it will be clear to you. One second. So we are moving from the beginning. Okay. I want to insert at a particular location. What is the location? Fibonacci. In the third location, I want to insert a 200. You see here, this is the earliest structure. 100, 1, 1, like that. Now I want the output in such a way. 100, 1, 200, 1, 2, 3, like that output should go. So that I'm using a insert concept. You see here, 100, 1, 200, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, like that it is going. So there is a difference between splice and insert. Splice now it will replace the element what is already stored in the location 3. Already the element stored in the location is 1. With that element, it will rewrite the things. But if you are doing an insert at the location of 3, 200 will be inserted. All the elements will go to the next position. So likewise, you can do an insert in the two different way. So I can add element in a 3 different way in array. One is push, which will add element at the end, and another one push first, which will add element at the beginning. I want to insert element at the middle. Sometimes I want to replace, or sometimes I want to insert. Insert now I can use the method called insert. Suppose I want to replace now, I can use the method called splice. Hope you are clear here. Now let's just discuss about the removal operation. How can I do the different types of removals? Now pop, I told you already, pop will remove the last inserted data. What is the last inserted data? That is 21 is the last element. That element will be removed first. Right? Now let me show you the execution. Really it is deleted on. Now you see earlier it was 100, 1, 13, 21. Now because 10 element it is, right? You can see 10 element. Now it is a 9 element because 1 is deleted. That too deleted the 21. So I'm having this element. Suppose here also you want to delete the first element. Then what you can do? Pop first you can do. So it will delete the pop first. Okay. If we execute, what will be there? Now I can show you once again. Once again, I will create something. I will add Fibonacci. Let me execute the statement. Now you see instead of 9 element, I am having only the 8 element statement. So that what is happening? First element 100 is deleted here. Only 1 to 13 only displayed here. Then another one splice. So here also I'm having something called splice. With that splice, which is the indexing element. You see here, which one is the sixth element here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 5 in the position of 6. The element 5 is in the position of 6. So let me execute this part. What will happen? Again, I can add one more point. I will show you the Fibonacci. Right. You see here 5 is not at all there. So 2 and 3 only there. And, sorry, 3 and 8 only there. 5 is deleted from that because I told my Jupyter to delete the particular element stored in the sixth position. So likewise, I can delete. So that's all the different kind of push and pop you can do. Still, we have a different kind of, this is all about one dimensional array. You can see, right, all are one dimensional array. Similarly, you can have two dimensional, three dimensional arrays also possible in your Julia programming. How I can make it? I'm going to create an array with the open and close square bracket. Instead of giving a one element, the first element is going to be another set of array element. Okay. So similarly here also I can give. So what is happening? I have a n number of things. So now you see there and all total number of element. Now it is considering as two element vector. Okay. Then all the vectors are belongs to the type of string. So likewise, it will give you a clear cut picture. How many elements are there? What is the data type of the elements? That is also giving. So what is the first set of element? Kubida, chocolate, eggs. Next one, penguins, cats, sugar gliders. Like that it will come. Similarly, I have a certain set of numbers. Numbers also what it will do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Like that. Three different elements are there. Each and every element may be varies with the length. You can't, you no need to stick on with all the elements should be same of the size. No need at all. Okay, I'm having a two different thing. So if you want to access the first element here, the entire sequence is belongs to the first index, and the first element is known as first. So here, how can I access this element? I can access the element with the 1 comma 1. That is the location of the element 1 here. What is the location of the element 5? The basic location of the element is 2. In that it is residing in the position of 2. So 2 comma 2 is the index of the number 5. Suppose I want to check what is the index of 9. The basically the index is 3. In that 3 it is the fourth element. So 3 comma 4 is the index of the 9 element. So likewise, you can access the things. Similarly, you can populate that 2D and 3D elements with the random function, right? If you want to use the random function in earliest thing, you have to use certain kind of methods, like in Python and all, you have to import method, but it is not needed here. Particularly, it will work. So random of 4 comma 3. So what will happen? I need what is that? 4 rows, 3 columns. The first value indicates the row, the second value indicates the column. 4 rows are there, 3 columns are there. You see, if you are not specifying anything, it will take the value from 0 to 1. It will fix the random values at any way. Okay. And similarly, here 4 rows, 3 columns, and 2 dimension. So 2 times it should be replicated. You see here, 4 rows, 3 columns. It is the 2-dimensional, 3-dimensional data it is. So this is the first Z, this is the second Z. Okay. So like that, you can generate a 2-dimensional or 3-dimensional also with the random values. And another one important factor you should know about that copy function in array. It's very special in this part. What is the thing is that no, I have a Fibonacci. You know what is Fibonacci? We have created at last, after doing all addition and deletion, I have a 7 element vector as that Fibonacci number. Now I'm just copying, right, x is equal to y. The value of y will be stored in the x. So I copied the Fibonacci series into the sum numbers. Okay. Now what I'm doing, I'm just changing the sum numbers of 1. What is sum numbers of 1? That is 1 only. I want to change it into 404. Okay. I'm just printing sum numbers into 404. Let me print what is there in sum numbers. So you see here, instead of having 1 200, I am having 404 200. I have changed corrections in the sum numbers only, not in Fibonacci. Now let us check, is that affected the Fibonacci series or not? Yes, it is affected. Even though you are giving x equal to y, it's like call by value and call by reference. You are giving a reference point of Fibonacci series to copy in some numbers. Okay. On that case, how can I call it as only I want to copy that value to somewhere else? There is no possibility at all to copy. No, there is a possibility. How you have to do is, instead of having that direct association, some numbers is equal to Fibonacci, you have to call the method called copy, right? So that what will happen, that whatever the modification you are doing in what we call, one second, I will execute this Fibonacci series. So Fibonacci series is 1 200, right? Now I am copying that Fibonacci series into some numbers. Okay. Now I am editing that value. Some numbers 1 is equal to 404. Now let me print Fibonacci series. Whatever the modification I have done on some numbers, it is not affecting my Fibonacci series. Okay. So this is the difference between simply x equal to y. This is especially for the array variables I am talking about, right? New array variable is equal to old array variable. Whatever the corrections you are doing in new array variable, that will that will affect the old array as well. If you don't want to affect the modification in one array should not affect another, you have to make a copy of one array into copy function you have to call, so that it will not affect the another one. Okay. So this is the basic difference. These are the things you have to keep remember when you're working with the array. So let us come to the end of the session. We will have a small recap what we have discussed in the class. We have started discussing with the basic data structures available in Jupyter programming. The first one is tuples, dictionaries, and arrays. What is tuple? Tuple is the immutable, and dictionaries and arrays are the mutable. Tuple and array are sequentially accessible data. Dictionary is not sequentially accessible data. How to add element, how to delete an element, different methods we have discussed in the class. We will discuss the function concept in our next class. Thank you.